If you're old enough to remember 2008, you'll remember the Great Recession caused by the subprime mortgage crisis. If you remember that, you remember that yes, the problem was giving out bad loans, but the real philosophical problem was what was happening outside of the balance sheets, this whole shadow banking system. Well, guess what? That's back. We've actually reinvented that same idea and given it like a cool new glow up name: private credit. Ooh, trillions of dollars in loans outside of traditional banks, very lightly regulated, very private, and everyone's calling it the hot new asset class to have. You got to get yourself some private credit. So, what is this? Well, private equity firms, of course, are now acting like banks, shadow banks, lending directly to companies that either can't or don't want to work with traditional banks. Now, why would they not want to work with traditional banks? Public records, interest rates, yada, yada, yada. Lots of reasons to want to work outside the system, especially if you have a lot of money. Even like regular financial villains are saying that this is a bad idea. It's too big, it's too opaque, and nobody really knows how it's going to behave during a real recession. I'll give you an example. Let's say, we're in an AI bubble. Nvidia needs $100 million to open up a new factory to fulfill all of these orders, right? They got $100 billion in offers. Well, they don't have $100 million in this example I'm giving, and they don't want to pay the interest rates that exist right now because the economy is doing bad. So they're going to go to a private equity firm like insert private equity firm here. They'll get a favorable interest rate and they'll get that loan for all that money. But what if they still can't sell those orders? What if the product isn't as good or whatever might have you, right? The money doesn't come through. I don't know. China takes over Taiwan and TSMC's, fabrication labs, whatever. Well, in traditional banks, you have the Federal Reserve, the FDIC. There are regulations, there are protections with all of this money. There isn't that with private equity. Private equity, which uses and leverages in a roundabout way our money that we use and need for goods, services, dentists, etc., etc. Private equity is everywhere. Anyway, without getting into a bunch of analogies, we have seen this pattern already before, and it is bad. People with a lot of money chase a return. They chase a yield. Regulators lag behind in making sure, things are safe, that it won't destroy markets. And then suddenly you realize that half the system's plumbing is running on pipes you've never heard of, made by companies with no verifiable financial history or assets, revenue, profit loss, etc., etc. The way regulators work. So when people say the economy is fine, we're at that part in the movie The Big Short where that stripper says she has 3 houses, right? She thinks she's doing fine. But when a pipe bursts, like maybe this AI bubble, and we go into the foundation, we'll see that we're running on some real suspicious piping. Pause.